Previously on the inventory. The fact is you're hiding something from me, aren't you? I will find the truth, and you can be sure about that.
More Bronies just sent me messages through the QED.
They what?
Oh, hi Fairytail.
How could you keep such a scoop like that a secret?
It was only a matter of time before this would have gotten out to the rest of Equestria. So what are we going to do about it now?
There's only one thing we can do. Equestria deserves to hear the truth.
KPNY has been researching the society of these monsters who are apparently obsessed with our culture.
You're a real piece of work, you know that?
I'm a reporter, Airwaves. I give the masses the story they want.
Now I can't tell you who to believe, or who not to believe. All I can do is ask. My name is Airwaves, we are the inventory, and we're not going anywhere.
Oh, come now, cover stories. Certainly you have to admit that those funny papers of yours are hardly on par with the rest of the Brony created content.
I found this interesting little photograph lying underneath my chair during the broadcast today. Certainly a nice little picture of Captain Spitfire.
Just give it back!
Oh, I'll give it back, alright. But first you have to take back what you said about comic books. And you have to legitimately sit down and read one. And while we're at it, you can present one on the air.
Would never stoop so low. This is blackmail, you know. And now for the continuation of the inventory on KPNY.
Another day, another broadcast. What's this? Hey, it's the Manhattan Gazette. I remember that issue. The day Equestria found out that the Bronies were real. You know, the more and more we find out about these Bronies and what interesting things they make, I find myself loving them more and more. You know, at first I didn't really care so much about them. It was just another paycheck. Hopefully another way to redeem myself. But ever since we found out that they've been listening in and communicating with us, no. Actually, it's when I had the opportunity to talk about them for the first time as a presenter. Who would have thought that my opinion of them would have changed so much? Now I'm practically defending them against the hordes of naysayers because I can finally see what good they do and what they stand for. I almost wish I knew why they are the way they are. Because whatever it is that inspires them to be so loving and caring and tolerant of each other, Equestria could really use some of that, especially now. You know, I never really saw what was in this issue. How to Train Your Baby Dragon by Twilight Sparkle.
Man, Soundeffects was right. You talk to yourself a lot. You know, maybe you shouldn't be spending so much time here alone by yourself. Here's your tea.
Well, when you've gone through a lot like I have, sometimes your thoughts just come out. Thanks for the tea curtain call. This tea is a little different than usual.
Yeah, I made it a bit stronger. Fairytail's presenting today, and I thought you could use it.
Thanks, but there's something with this tea. I just can't quite put my hoof on it, but it does taste a bit nutty. Hey, curtain call, are you sure that this tea's my brand?
Yeah, it's Marrow House, just like always.
Alright, because you know me, I have a special taste.
Yeah, just as long as you stay mellow at this time. You know the saying, 3 strikes and you're out? That goes for both of you.
I'll be fine. You just better keep your eyes on that librarian.
Don't start.
What? You can't take a joke? I'm sure things will be fine in this broadcast. I mean, come on. What's the worst that can happen? Why am I feeling so funny? Hola y bienvenidos al inventario aquí en la estación de radio KPNY. Y si no estás escuchando la estación de KPNY, no estás escuchando el radio. Y ahora tenemos un Brony que hace cómics y se apellida Eduardo. Fairytail, ¿por qué me estás mirando así?
Excuse me, but what are you doing?
¿Qué estoy haciendo? Estoy tratando de presentar este programa de los Bronies.
What kind of language are you speaking?
El mismo idioma que siempre hablo. ¿Por qué no me entiendes, Fairytail, para de jugar conmigo. Ay, mi Celestia.
Yes, indeed. Dear Celestia, it's finally happened. You've gone quite mad.
No soy loco. Espera un momento. No sé por qué, pero pienso que estoy hablando español. Pero nunca he hablado español. Pero aquí estoy, hablando y entendiendo español. Espera. ¿Cómo sabo que este es un idioma? Fairytail, tú sabes los diferentes tipos de idiomas, ¿verdad que sí?
Why must this sort of thing happen every time I'm presenting? Can someone please get in here and sort this blasted mess out?
No más te preocupas porque tú estás presentando. Yo juro.
What in the name of Tartarus is going on in here? What did he say?
He's not speaking in fancy, that's for sure.
Well, duh, he's not speaking fancy. He's speaking the hopeless romantic.
Ay, Dios mío.
What about me?
Imbécil.
I am not!
Pendejo.
Guys, he's gone loco.
Nunca.
Do you actually understand him?
Nope, I'm just playing off his context.
Everybody
Plus, can't you
just
see the
calm
subtitles?
down.
Guys, I think everyone's discovered a new language. Where's my notepad?
Oh, the ludicrous, idiotic.
You can't go on
You
like
never
this.
host.
Planning for a month of
Me,
responsibility.
I'll do it.
It works for me.
But why not?
No sé por qué estoy pensando.
Some pony, quick!
¿Qué
go
está
grab
pasando?
Twilight, she'll figure it
Yes,
out.
go grab that OCD librarian. She'll
Can I
figure
get
it
an official
out.
statement about your discovery?
Sanifix, get him
Come
out
on,
of here.
King Sombrero, let's go.
Déjame en paz. No, ¿por qué?
Have the transmission effects.
No. Get back here with my discovery!
I'll go get the zebra and Twilight.
Going to be one of those days. Why is it you always have to find a way to interfere with my time in the spotlight? Pathetic carrot.
Okay, now, you sure? We good? Okay. Hey there, every pony, and welcome to another perfectly normal episode of The Inventory on KPNY Radio, Ponyville's radio. And if you're not listening to KPNY Radio, then you must be doing something other, I guess. Well, as you can see, I am not Airwaves. No. In fact, my name is Hardcover. Well, I guess you probably already knew that if you'd been listening to the show. Oh, but what if you haven't? Well, yeah, then in that case, I'm Hardcover. and this-
Hardcover! Stay calm, please. We're trying not to look suspicious.
Right. Sorry, just nervous. Anyways, our usual host Airwaves is sick, and so I have been asked to fill in for him today. I'm sure he'll be fine. Probably. I hope.
Why were you chosen as the host?
Well, because you're the one presenting today's material, right? So, well, what did you bring, huh? I'm excited to know what kind of story you have. Is it romance? Oh no, adventure. Or maybe it's some tragedy, or horror, or is it something in that range?
Oh, well, no, not quite.
Well, then what? Come on, tell me.
Well, you see, I'm presenting a comic book.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. What is it that you're presenting?
A comic book.
You're going to have to speak louder, Fairytail. Our friends in Radioland can't hear you.
I'm presenting a comic book!
Oh, comic. I see. So, wait a second, what?
What? Why are you staring at me like that? You're acting like something is wrong.
A comic? Seriously? Wasn't it you who said that comics were unworthy as literature?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I have always found these wonderful little enterprises to be quite delightful.
A comic, Hardcover? That is one of the lowest forms of literature. I told you that you'd find a comic book that would catch your interest. I told you so.
Anyway, as I was saying, today I present to all the ponies and bronies listening in to a regaling little episodical. This is an epic-length, ongoing comic series following the escapades of Lyra Heartstrings and the Doctor.
Doctor? Doctor who?
Who's hardcover? Doctor Who's. You know, the town's timekeeper.
Oh yeah, the time turner pony. I like him, he's silly. He's always walking around with that glowing stick in his mouth, spouting these weird, fancy words.
Yes, quite. It's actually scary how close the brony's interpretation really is.
Well, I gotta say, I wasn't expecting this, but go right ahead. Tell us about this comic book.
Yes, well, this This graphic novel is the magnum opus of a studious artist by the name of Eduardo, a masterful tableau that combines comedy, adventure, romance, and tragedy.
Ooh, this is really exciting. Please start with the tragedy parts. No, wait. Better start with the comedy parts. Keep it lighthearted, you know? Oh, no. Actually, tell me the adventure. Oh, the romance. Oh, I want to hear about the romance.
Hardcover! Sit.
Sorry.
Why don't I start at the beginning? Yes, I think that would be best. What sits at the very core of this comic would be the characters. The stars of the show are the eponymous Dr. Hooves and Lyra Hotstrings, two ponies who, quite frankly, don't really do much in our little town, and yet for whatever reason, the Bronies seem to be absolutely adore them. So much so that the collective conscience of the Bronies have evolved an entirely new life and personality for these two. I just can't put my hoof on what would drive them to...
Yes, it's exactly quite common. Since the Bronies have no way of meeting us personally, they just use us to build their characters off of. It's pretty fun, actually, although not always flattering. I know poor Minuet is having a hard time with it. For some reason, ponies keep asking her to clean their teeth.
Yes, well, as I made mention of earlier, the Bronies version of Dr. Hooves isn't too far from the real McColt. He is absent-minded, zany, and if you ask me, completely touched in the head. What drives this story, though, is this wonderful backstory the Bronies have created for him. Apparently, they see Dr. Hooves as some sort of time-traveling alien who travels through time and space through some magical blue box. And they have a tendency to call him just the Doctor. Seriously, where do these Bronies get these fantastical ideas?
Well, I'm sure they enjoy good alien stories, too. Remember the old radio dramas KPNY used to play, like Invasion of the Zombie Ponies from Planet 12? Now that was a classic. Remember how many ponies actually believed it?
Maybe we should steer clear of that particular topic. Aliens on the radio and all that.
Huh? What? Oh, right. I guess this one is kind of the real thing. Never mind. So, you were talking about the Doctor.
Indeed. The same construction of the character can be seen in other popular Brony fanfictions and radio plays. Eduardo may not have invented this characterization, but he uses it as a strong foundation for his story and builds upon it in quite an entertaining way.
So he takes something the Bronies are already familiar with in order to tell a story that they can easily relate to. That's pretty ingenious. Similar techniques have used since the dawn of literature. In fact...
Save it for the classroom, hardcover.
Oh yeah, right. Almost got carried away. So you were talking about another character, right?
The heroine of the story is Lyra Hotstrings.
Heartstrings?
You know, the minty-looking one with the harp.
Oh, right, her!
She, too, in the story is built upon a pre-existing personality fabricated by the Bronies. And this one is far less flattering. It seems, for whatever reason, beyond logical comprehension, the Bronies see Lyra as being absolutely obsessed with the existence of humans. They describe her as...
just like us! Maybe we can work together on the show. I'm sure she would be excited to make contact with them. Personally, I'm surprised she hasn't tried to bust down our doors by now.
She's not really like that, hardcover. It's just a personality the Bronies wrote for her.
Why?
Celestia forbid, I don't know why. Why any pony would be obsessed with humans is far beyond me.
Oh, right. So, Fairytail, why would you think she would be obsessed with humans?
Like said, I'm not sure, but you have seen her around at the park, right? Have you noticed how she was sitting weirdly on the benches? It just doesn't seem right.
No, now that you mention it, Mare always did strike me as odd.
However, although like the Doctor, Eduardo takes this horrendously simplistic premise and evolves it into a more multifaceted character that has to suddenly find an inner strength to deal with continuous pain and loss. So, even if at first she comes off as a comedic stock character, she becomes a powerful heroine with loneliness, dependency, and self-pity that must be overcome in the face of utter tragedy. Eduardo's greatest gift is taking a stock, fan-created cardboard character and evolving her into his own creation. The obstacles and challenges he faces creates a situation and story that will truly tug at your heartstrings.
Ow. Even I have to agree that was pretty bad, Fairytail.
Don't you have a commercial to cut to or something?
Oh yeah, right. I almost forgot because there was no one in the audio booth right now.
What are you talking about? He was right. Oh, confounded sound effects. They must all be preoccupied.
So we're gonna play some music, take a short break, and maybe, hopefully, Airwaves will be able to come back.
Because he's perfectly fine, right, hardcover?
Oh, yes, of course. I merely mean that, he would get over that horrible case of, feather flu! because that's what he has. Yep, definitely the feather flu.
You're a worse liar than Applejack. Please stay tuned, every pony. Not that I blame you if you don't.
And now for something completely different.
Why, hello there, everybody. My name's Hooves, Dr. Hooves. Have you had problems of the timey-wimey sort? Well, you're in luck. Bring your chronographs and whoosy-whatsits and I'll fix it up in a jiffy, down at Time Turner's Repair, where nothing in all of time and space stops me, because I'm the Doctor.
Hey there, average non-beefed-up pony. Are you ready to get beefed up like me?
I don't even think that's a question, Snowflake.
You bet your bulging chest iron will. Well, if I was an average pony, how would I get so strong that I can look like us?
Well, that's a good question. Well, I'll answer that by taking the time to announce the opening of the new gym in Ponyville, Equestria.
That's right, it's called the Iron Flake Pumpatorium.
So show up, where the both of us will train you to be the strongest pony you can be.
Yes, you will be one of the strongest ponies with all of our patented 30 workout techniques.
But enough talk about that, Snowflake. They just have to come down here and train.
Yes, Iron will.
So show
up, because we are going to pump you up.
This is your local news at KPNY, and I'm your local correspondent, Press Release. And this has just been handed to me. Hey, it's my lunch. It goes along. I'm Press Release. Are you absolutely sure?
Yeah! According to the janitor Orange Glow, that's what the nurse said. It was definitely poison joke. It seems the others went to go fetch Sakura.
That zebra always gives me the willies. But I suppose she's the only one who can do it.
Yeah, but how did it get in his drink anyhow?
Oh, I have a few ideas on who might be behind it. Oh, the on-air light is on. On cover, quickly!
Welcome back, every pony, to the inventory right here on KPNY Radio, Ponyville's radio. Just remember, if you're not listening to KPNY Radio, then you're not listening to a very good radio. We are broadcasting live to Equestria and Earth to bring you the latest advancements in the Brony culture. I am your host, Hardcover, filling in for the absent airwaves, and I am here with Fairytail, who's been telling us about a brilliant comic series by an author and artist, Edowado. The comic follows the journey of Brony favorites Dr. Hooves and Lyra Heartstrings as they work together to battle an evil alien force. So, Fairytail, what can you tell us about the plot and artistic direction of the book?
Wow, that was actually really professional.
Well, I am a college professor, you know.
How easily I forget. But I digress. Now then, the story begins when our lovely little human lover overhears the doctor lamenting the fact that he's no longer human. She follows him and ends up being saved by him from a ferocious monster. The two begin to connect and teach each other about their respective cultures and interests. The doctor teaches Lyra everything he knows about humans, while Lyra teaches him how to properly live as a pony, and they do so in a rather unorthodox fashion for a comic book.
Man, if only the actual ponies of Equestria could learn about the humans like that, then we wouldn't be in this mess. Hey, maybe if we go ask Dr. Hooves ourselves, he could help us.
Hardcover, it's just a comic book. He doesn't really travel through time and space.
But the glowing stick he carries around!
Coincidence!
Okay. You said before that this comic book has an amazing story with lots of emotion. Tell us about what makes it so effective.
A combination of exposition and situational comedy is combined to create the opening half of the epic, which focuses solely on character building. This, combined with unsettling teases of what's to come, builds up the narrative to make room for the second half.
Second half?
This is where the story really begins to reach its crescendo. You see, it is when the central conflict of the story arises that Lyra and the Doctor break away from their two-dimensional foundation and become their own unique characters. It really is quite brilliant what Edowado has done, using well-known and universally accepted concepts to establish the world and characters and then molding it into a fully realized and engaging narrative. The story is unafraid to take unexpected turns and creates a real sense of urgency for the characters. It leaves with a very real feeling of apprehension as you do not know what is going to happen to these characters next.
Now I gotta read it. Oh, as soon as I get home, I'm gonna open up my copy and...
Settle down, Hardcover, we aren't finished. Since this is in fact a graphic novel, it would be unjust of me to not cover its visual merit.
Oh, okay, but make it quick.
The art style has a very dramatic flair, obviously inspired from modern Western comic book art styles from Earth. Edowado's use of angles, expressive close-ups, and cinematic presentation makes it feel like the action is unfolding before your very eyes, as if you were truly there. The character expressions, combined with the dialogue and Eduardo's use of very solid and bold colors, makes the characters and urgency even more believable. Once again, emotion is one of his greatest tools.
Please, every pony and every brony, visit Eduardo's online gallery and give this fantastic Doctor Who's comic a read. You will not regret it. And don't forget to tune in next time for more brony goodness on the inventory here on KPNY, where our alien invasion isn't a hoax, but... well, obviously I don't mean invasion. They aren't here yet. Not that they will ever come here, mind you. It's just, you know, with all the media saying these nasty things about the bronies and about airwaves, we're just trying to put out a good word for them, and...
Cover! Wrap it up,
yeah, right. Sorry. Say goodnight, Fairytail.
How about no?
Okay. Good night, every pony and every brony.
Who does he think he is now? Airwaves? In blazes did we survive that?
Well, for someone who refuses to read anything less than 1,000 pages long, you were actually getting pretty excited over that comic.
I was not! I was acting for the sake of the program.
Sure. I know that twinkle in your eye when I see it, Fairytale. So tell me, what convinced you to do this, huh?
That's none of your business. Oh, listen, I hear the others coming. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some very important business I need to attend to. Excuse me?
Airwaves! Yo, how are you feeling?
Annoyed and ticked off, that's what.
Zakora here gave him this herbal bath and he was as good as new. Thanks, Zakora. You know, it's true. You really aren't all that bad once you... What? Where is she? Wasn't she just here a second ago? Well, I have to learn how to do that. Can't imagine all the naps I could sneak it.
Ahem. Now I hope we all learned a valuable lesson here. We're all up in our mains and problems, and we don't need to complicate things more by playing stupid practical jokes on each other. Now I want whoever it was that poisoned the tea to speak up so we can find out who is behind this. Well?
Come on, this is serious. Curtain Call has said she won't fire you or do anything rash. We just want to know. Alright, fine. I see how it is. Looks like I'll have to find out who did this myself. And I swear when I find out who it is...
Come on, let's go, every pony. I guess it's time to tune into the news and see all the mud they're about to fling at us today.
Zombie ponies from Planet 12, huh? Now there was a good story. Well, I think it's time Equestria learns just how real this invasion is.
My name is Airwaves, we are the inventory, and we're not going anywhere.
Oh, come now, cover stories. Certainly you have to admit that those funny papers of yours are hardly on par with the rest of the Brony created content.
I found this interesting little photograph lying underneath my chair during the broadcast today. Certainly a nice little picture of Captain Spitfire. Give it back! I'll give it back, alright. But first you have to take back what you said about comic books. And you have to legitimately sit down and read one. And while we're at it, you can present one on the air.
Would never stoop so low. This is blackmail, you know. And now for
How to Train Your Baby Dragon by Twilight Sparkle.
Man, sound effects was right. You talk to yourself a lot. You know, maybe you shouldn't be spending so much time here alone by yourself. Here's your tea.
Well, when you've gone through a lot like I have, sometimes your thoughts just come out. Thanks for the tea, Curtain Call. This tea is a little different than usual.
Yeah, I made it a bit stronger. Fairytail's presenting today, and I thought you could use it.
a continuation of the inventory on KPNY.
Another day, another broadcast. What's this? Hey, it's the Manhattan Gazette. I remember that issue. The day Equestria found out that the Bronies were real. You know, the more and more we find out about these Bronies and what interesting things they make, I find myself loving them more and more. You know, at first I didn't really care so much about them. It was just another paycheck. Hopefully another way to redeem myself. But ever since we found out that they've been listening in and communicating with us, no. Actually, it's when I had the opportunity to talk about them for the first time as a presenter. Who would have thought that my opinion of them would have changed so much? Now I'm practically defending them against the hordes of naysayers because I can finally see what good they do and what they stand for. I almost wish I knew why they are the way they are. Because whatever it is that inspires them to be so loving and caring and tolerant of each other, Equestria could really use some of that, especially now. You know, I never really saw what was in this issue.
Previously on the inventory. The fact is you're hiding something from me, aren't you? I will find the truth, and you can be sure about that.
More Bronies just sent me messages through the QED.
They what?
Oh, hi Fairytail.
How could you keep such a scoop like that a secret?
It was only a matter of time before this would have gotten out to the rest of Equestria. So what are we going to do about it now?
There's only one thing we can do. Equestria deserves to hear the truth.
KPNY has been researching the society of these monsters who are apparently obsessed with our culture.
You're a real piece of work, you know that?
I'm a reporter, Airwaves. I give the masses the story they want.
Now I can't tell you who to believe or who not to believe. All I can do is ask.